Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it, guys. And yes, if you're subscribed to my channel, I have a ton of videos uploaded right now. We are running through these Oscar-nominated films for the 95th Academy Awards. And as you can see, I am not by myself. I got my homeboy right here, Mr. Nagier from Big Gold Media Belt. Big Gold Media Belt. My bad. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
What up, bro? I heard they loved us, so we had to do it again, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my bad for butchering your name. I do apologize about that. But yes, we're here to talk about this Oscar-nominated film. So many different categories. You see the thumbnail. You see the banner, the background, the title. Everything, everywhere, all at once. And we're actually filming this right here. My last review I'm gonna put up on the channel for the Oscars. Well, I don't know. I may do more. The Oscars are actually going on right now, and yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about it. If you love what we have to say, our handles are on the screen for social media. His information is in the description box of this video. And like always, he is on my channel tab right there on the far right of the screen. This is what his channel looks like right here. So please show him a bunch of love and respect and give him a subscribe. And also, we did this before with Causeway for Brian Tyree Henry, Best Supporting Actor. So if you would like to check out that review, feel free. There's a link to it in the description box below, also in the pinned comment section. Now, Nagier, this has, like I said, been nominated for a ton of categories. You know, 2 for Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting, or Best Picture. It's a number of things. And so when we was going through the list on what we could talk about, this was one that you was really excited about, especially when we was talking Causeway. You was like, oh, I think this is one of my, best films of the year. And so I'm
Yeah.
gonna pass it to you, man. I mean, we already know that your boy got the best supporting actor role award
hmm
for tonight, but just tell us how you feeling about this, man. If you think it deserves all the attention, accolades,
Yeah.
recognition, all that good stuff. How did you feel about this movie?
Let's pull back the curtains a little bit here at Just My Opinion Reviews. I tried to tell Brandon, let's wait till tomorrow to talk about this because I said we're going to have a lot more to talk about when it comes down to the winners of this year's Oscar. With this film now being the most nominated film of all time, if you are a betting person, you putting them parlays in, I'm telling you right now, you better put your bets on this film. This film is that good. And with Jamie Lee Curtis already won for best performance by actress in a supporting role, you got Kwan, who just also won by best performance by actor in a supporting role. It's just getting started, folks. So listen, when I saw this film, I knew it was something special. Again, A24 dropping bangers all year. Jamie Lee Curtis in an independent film. Let me tell you what this meant to me. When and again, folks, independent films are films that don't have major studio production or dollars. Let's just call it that, the dollars. So when you have somebody like A tier actor is Jamie Lee Curtis, and that's just one. We'll talk about the rest in a second. But when you have somebody like her saying, "Oh, I'll do an independent film," you have to throw your antennas up, saying, "Oh, what's the connection here? How they afford her? What's the deal?" And I think independent films allow actors and actresses to really let out their creative juices, do things they wouldn't typically do, whether they're wearing a different hat or they're playing a role that they traditionally wouldn't wear. When you saw this film, whatever you thought you were getting into, you had no clue by the end of this film exactly the ride, the experience you was going to go on. Granted, we're both Marvel nerds here. Who knew that we were going to get the best multiverse movie of the year in this film right here with Doctor Strange soon to have been released? And this film told a multiverse story way better. Probably had Kevin Foggy like, what the? Get those people on the live right now. But truly, the 2 films this year that really made me feel something special was this one and The Whale. And I'm sure we're going to hear The Whale by the end of the night as well. But the long story short of everything I'm saying, this is a film. If you have not seen somehow, some way, go do so. It's that good. It's amazing performances. It's mind bending. It's emotion bending. You're gonna have times where you laugh, times you kind of feel sad. just all sorts of different things you may even be confused about. So it's a multiverse movie. So like, what does the multiverse mean? It explains it in a way that's unique to this film. But this is definitely a film. I haven't even talked about cinematography, but like it doesn't miss in any point. It's like Steph Curry from the 3-point line. It's going in. It's just that good.
Sounds good, man. And you probably don't even know this, but I did see this film when it first came out last April. It did look interesting to me. Shout out to Elliot with Movie Files. He recommended this movie to me. Oh, B, you got to see this movie. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It is everything that you love, all wrapped up in a nice, present, bow on top, bouquets, stars, glitter, cherry on top, all of that. You're gonna love the martial arts. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love that. I saw it in theaters, man. I actually saw it in Dolby, and to be honest with you, Nagier, I didn't like it. The first time I saw it, I was really disappointed. I thought everything was over the top. I thought it was long. I thought it was slightly boring, and there were some aspects that I did like about it, but I was in the theater ready for the movie to be over. The thing is, I couldn't say I didn't have a long list of things that I did not like about the film, but I just did not think it was my cup of tea. And I remember talking to Elliot about it during one of my movie news roundup show the following Sunday. And when I let him know how I felt, I can just see the disappointment in his face. Like, oh, really? I just thought we was going to be here with it.
Yeah.
But the year progressed on, man. The film continued to get just so much attention, so much love from everybody. I mean, everybody was raving about this film. You see the score right here on Rotten Tomatoes, 95%. The audience liked it, the critics liked it. But I was just one of those people that it just really wasn't resonating with. But like I said, it got all the awards. I say, you know what? I'm gonna give it another try.
Yeah.
And I played it today. And I don't know what the hell was wrong with me last year and this year. I don't know if I was sleepy, tired, had a headache. I was just in the wrong headspace.
Yeah.
But I was tripping. I was wrong, man. This movie is freaking amazing. Like, wow. I really am blown away. They really did do a wonder. I mean, the thing about it is this boils down to a relationship between a mother and a daughter and the disconnect and just how difficult that relationship can be stretched out over not just the universe, but a multiverse ideal. And just from the creativity of that alone, I appreciate and love this film. And then you throw in all of the silliness and all of the goofiness, and then the choreography with the fighting, making it funny and violent all at the same time. You spoke about the cinematography. I mean, I agree. I agree. This film right here deserves all of these nominations. I would, at this point in time, I would not be upset if it did win Best Picture. I wouldn't be upset if it didn't. I mean, Best Film Editing. I mean, my goodness, when she was fighting her daughter at the end and it was switching over to every single universe and every different version of them. I mean, my goodness gracious. Just the level of detail of that alone and the skill that went behind that is like, man, my jaw is on the floor, man. And like you said, and my bad, man. We probably should have waited to do this tomorrow to see how many,
I know you got an Oscar show loaded up.
Yeah,
so.
and we still can, man. We can still talk about it, part 2 or whatever. But I was yesterday when we recorded for Causeway, I was like, okay, Brian Tyree Henry. No, I say, Brian Tyree Henry should win for Best Supporting Actor. But after seeing this film again, I am not upset at all that your boy Huy Quan did win for Best Supporting Actor. And to see his acceptance speech on stage talking about how old his mother is and I won an Oscar, that was nice, man. He is well deserving. I'm still on the fence about Jamie winning over Angela Bassett, but she still did a great job in this, man. And I'm just glad I was able to give this film another chance because I would have missed out on the gem. And if I didn't take that chance.
I listen. I don't blame yourself here because what the difference I think between when I saw it and when everybody else saw it is this came out South by Southwest. So we just talked about this and film festival season, which was in March. No major films are even in that range, but we're already looking forward towards those big blockbuster movies. Our minds were direct towards Doctor Strange. That's the move. That was the movie that, and I think Top Gun was around that time too. But those were the movies we had our blinders on. Nothing else mattered. And some movies like this fall casualty to it. And that's why, us as critics, we got to get the word out to let folks know, like, hey, I know there's big movies out there with tons of dollars for advertisement and promotion and whatnot. But this is the movie, that may not have that. I mean, again, it's an independent film. A24 supports independent films. But when you talk about the directors and writers, Daniel and Daniel, they'll talk about it, man. They had no clue it was going to get this big. They literally struck gold, lightning hit in the same place twice. And I think they still are pinching themselves that they cannot believe that they made an independent film with this cast. First of all, that's already witchcraft right there.
Right.
And then just about to win all of the awards. So I think it's a fair assessment to have either missed this film and is now getting on board, which is why your work here is very important, because now folks are going to say, you know what, I do need to check these films out. Forgot about it, hadn't heard about it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I also think it's a fair assessment to be hyped and anticipating other bigger movies and kind of sleep on some of these movies because you were just thinking somewhere else. But then they go back and be like, you know what, that is a work, that is a piece of art. It was like me, and I think it was like a couple of years ago, like Grand Budapest Hotel, a film everybody was talking about, came out in February. I wouldn't think about no movies in February. No big movies come out in February. Until about December, everybody was like, that's a movie you need to go see. Is that good? And I was like, you know what, you're right. Went back and I was like, dang, like, how did I miss that? So
yeah.
But overall, it's I can't trust it. That's a movie everybody needs to check out.
Yeah, man, I can really go back and watch this over and over again. I just don't know what was wrong with me the first time, man. I mean, and the thing about it, just going back to the editing, and this film is like 3 movies in one. Like it had 3 chapters. Chapter 1 is everything. Chapter 2 is everywhere. Yeah. Chapter 3 is all at once. And like this one on so many different levels, like I almost had a seizure, I felt like at one point, because of the flashing lights. I mean, they showed not Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Michelle Yeoh's character, the main actress in this film, and gave us some like a quick edit of like 500 shots of her in every single different universe. And I love that, man. The editing from this was superb, man, as well as the story. Like, bro, we all go through things. Everybody does. And then we saw that through her character, Michelle Yeoh's character, and just how, like, and one, she was a singer, another one she worked in the chef in the kitchen, another one she was a famous kung fu actress, and she didn't have the relationship with Wayman, and I can go on and so forth. And I have, like, this film resonated with me on a personal level, man, because
absolutely
I have those thoughts almost every day of like, man, what if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? And then to have this message in this film, like, okay, it really doesn't matter, live in the present and just, live the best life. I can't even articulate, how I really feel right now, because my mind is blown so much. I'm stuttering over my words. It's so I mean, I'm fresh off this, man. I finished this movie again for the second time, like 15 minutes before the Oscar started, man. And I love literally every aspect of it. And I haven't felt that way in a long time. I think I don't know. I have my rating. I'll wait, until I give that, but this is the review. Look, it's just that good. It deserves all of this stuff right here. It does. It really does.
The one category you won't see up there, that there isn't a category for, is the representation here. I think this movie does represent everybody in so many in so many scales. The middle class, the lower class struggling, the mom and daughter aspect, and that and the complications of that, the Asian Americans being the lead actors in this, the conflict of that, not playing stereotypical roles as well too. There's martial arts in it, but it wasn't just the only thing that they can do in that. This film did a lot. And I think Jamie Lee Curtis, anytime you hear her speak, she speaks about something like this, which is a lot of the reasons she said she wanted to be part of something that she knew was going to be special, is that we're looking to see folks of color play in, get more opportunities and play in and acting in roles that aren't stereotypical or typecast. And then when you talk about Key and how he thought his career was over,
right?
And you know, you think like, did he come in rusty? Heck no, he came out like he just had a banger of a film last year. And I think like there was a certain level of energy amongst the cast that everybody was elevating one another. Yeah,
True.
you can easily say, oh, Michelle's in the film, she'll outact anybody she's around. Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis, oh, she'll outact anybody she's around. Key hasn't acted in a while. I hope he can keep up everybody. And then the directors to be able to have that a symbol of casting, everybody having significant screen time and placement and balance. It's a fantastic film. And yeah, you talk about the mother-daughter relationship between Stephanie and Michelle. It is so good, and I just think that, like, I don't know where a reality exists that we can have a sequel with this film, but it's just that good that, like, I think watching it multiple times you'll get different messages, and I think ultimately it's just a certain level of heart and hope in this film that alone really makes this film enjoyable. And then, like you said, all the colors and god damn the vertigo you may experience,
right. Big time, man. And what I was trying to say earlier is, like, don't beat yourself up, because no matter, we saw this through her character, the Michelle Yeoh's character, like, no matter what path you choose, no matter what life you have, we saw that no matter what universe version she was, she had to deal with something. No life is perfect. Whether she was at a laundromat, trying to take sneakers out because it's going to mess up the machine, or she was a famous movie star with millions of dollars. There was a hole in someone's heart in every version. Even the rocks, like, that was even touching. I mean, like, how can a scene with rocks on a mountain cliff be so powerful? I loved it, man. I don't have anything else to say at this point. I need to. This is still fresh on my dome right now. I need to let this cook for a little bit so I can even say more tomorrow, man. But I found this absolutely fascinating, man. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and the hot dog fingers. I mean, you didn't bring it up, but the silliness of it, but the story it told.
And it was nice and heartwarming too. I cared about their relationship. I mean,
definitely,
they came through with the score playing with their feet on the piano, and it was beautiful. Like, how do you take a scene like that? Thank you for bringing it up. Where you have two characters with hot dogs for fingers, and they're playing the piano with their feet, and it can be still that captivating. Like, that's crazy. And so, Mr. Daniels, thank y'all so much for what you put together. I really do appreciate it. Y'all knocked this one out the park and deserve everything. I'm gonna leave it to you, man. Like, if whatever you have to say, it's on you, man. What are your final thoughts? All that good stuff.
It's a fantastic film, and I know there's a certain level of hype with this film, and all the awards is really going to draw a narrative. Like, is it really that good? Because I wasn't a big fan of La La Land. Let me just go ahead and throw that out there right now. But films even win. There's films that win, and some people don't think they're deserving, or some people just don't think they're that good. But I think this film is every bit of the hype, every bit worth the watch. And as Brandon said, maybe you need to watch it a couple of times. There's a lot of messages and themes within this film, but one thing for sure is definitely hope and heart. I think by that you'll get something out of this film to kind of really probably self-evaluate things, and I think as Americans and the challenges we have, I think that this film, as you very well articulated, that even if you wish your circumstances were different, you're still going to have challenges here. And I think this film definitely should open your eyes in terms of just being thankful for what you have and just working towards whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, your goals or whatever bit of strides you have. This film, I think, gives you that bit of motivation to keep pushing forward.
Hell yeah. I agree, man. I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10. I thought it was perfect. What would you rate it?
It's a 10 out of 10 too. And again, the only films this year that are even in this category, I give Will a 9.5 out of 10, and I give Top Gun a 10 out of 10 because, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But yeah.
We agree on that, man. I think I may have gave Will a 10 too, and Top Gun. And I gave Till a 10. So I think that's 4 10s in a calendar year. I think I've never had that many before.
Banging year, bro.
Yeah. So it's just that good, man. It made $106 million worldwide at the box office. Again, I don't know what the budget was, but that's what the score is on Rotten Tomatoes. And so, yeah, 10s across the board, man. Also, I'll have an audio-only version for you if you want that with buzzsprout.com. Link in the description. on all of these platforms right here, as well as SoundCloud. So get your audio only version on. Also, don't mind shameless plugging over here. Check out my Creed 3 review, Cocaine Bear review, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania spoilers review part 1. Also, another review I did with Nagier, Avatar, The Way of Water spoilers review. We did that last year. Turning Red, Top Gun Maverick, The Fablemans. I did another review for Avatar for the Oscars, The Whale, Pinocchio, The Banshees of Inisherin, Triangle of Sadness, Elvis, Tar, and also Causeway. Check out all the reviews. There's links to all that in the description box below and the pinned comments. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, and that's Nagier, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.